What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. My name's Rock Soldier, and today we're going to be continuing our 21 Pilots journey through the Blurryface album with Fairly Local today. I believe it is their fourth song off the album, and I'm super excited to check out the song because I already know it goes crazy. So we're going to hop right into this, guys. Let's get it.
What I shouldn't do, I will. They say I'm emotional. What I wanna save, I'll kill. Is that who I truly am? I truly don't have a chance. Tomorrow I'll keep a beat and repeat yesterday's dance. Yo, this song.
Okay, so the song is pretty cryptic right now, in my opinion. Except for maybe the chorus. I feel like the chorus is a little outspoken for itself. You know, I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets. You're walking down. I feel like this is kind of Tyler's way of saying that he understands what you're going through in like a metaphorical sense, right? I've seen the streets you're walking down, like a metaphor for I know what you're going through, right? Because I've been there myself. I'm fairly local, so I understand what you're going through. As for the verse, though, it's pretty negative, right? Almost as if something Blurryface would say. You know, I'm evil to the core. What I shouldn't do, I will. You know, they say I'm emotional. What I want to save, I'll kill. And it's basically almost kind of talking maybe about like self-sabotage a bit, maybe, and maybe just kind of the negative thoughts and the things I know I shouldn't do, right? Like I'll give in to the temptations of the self-doubt, of depression, of anxiety, and self-loathing, and so on and so forth. And I feel like that does kind of relate to the video a little bit, because he's kind of in this snowy, cold environment, and it kind of almost kind of gives off like a metaphoric feeling of like of loneliness, of depression and anxiety, kind of just being out in the cold, you know, kind of type thing. You know, kind of almost like you're out on your own, you're out in the cold, right? Or another way you can think of it is like, you know how you've heard the saying of someone's giving you like the cold shoulder, excuse me. It could be something kind of like that, you know, kind of where the cold represents in this music video.
Is that who I truly am? I truly don't have a chance. Tomorrow I'll keep a beat and repeat yesterday's dance. Yo, this song will never be on the radio. Even if my click would have picked and the people would have vote, it's a few the proud and the emotional. Yo, you bulletproof and black like a funeral. The water around us is burning, but we're so cold. It's a few the proud and the emotional. I'm fairly local. I've been around.
So I don't feel like as if this has offered much insight into the overall meaning of the song yet. But I feel like it could have like a double meaning here, right? I think it could have like the DEMA Blurryface meaning that I can't quite seem to figure out yet. But in terms of more of like a literal sense, you know, this song will never be on the radio. Even if my clique, even if my group of people were to pick this song and vote on it, it still wouldn't make it on the radio. And I feel like that may be like a shot at like a, not like a shot, but kind of just like a nods towards how the radio is, right? Because like 21 Pilots is like very alternative. And this song is pretty heavy and aggressive, even with like a little bit of a touch of like rap to it, or you know, so to speak. And you know, whenever you listen to like alternative radio, this is never the type of 21 Pilots song you hear on the alternative stations, right? Like, you know, the new album just released. I've been hearing a lot of Saturday and Shy Away on the radio, but I can almost guarantee you I will never hear The Outside or No Chances on the radio. And if you guys know those songs, you know they're two completely different kind of tracks. And the ones I mentioned, Tyler, you know, it's a little bit more fast paced. He definitely gets like a little bit of a rapish flow on the outside and No Chances. So it could be like a a little bit of a nod towards that.
Funeral. The wonder riders is burning, but we're so cold. It's the few, the proud, and the emotional. I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets. You're walking down.
I'm sorry for pausing again. I just thought about this. So the next line after he says, you know, even if my clique were to pick and vote, he goes on to say, it's the few, the proud, and the emotional. And I feel like that could be a reference to his description of the clique. I mean, for those of you that may not know, the clique is kind of what he calls his support base, his fan base, if you will. You know, it's the clique. And he's basically saying, because you guys got to remember, at this time, they weren't as big as they are right now, right? So he's saying, it's the few, it's the proud, and it's the emotional. You know, we're not a relatively big group of people, but we're proud. Right, we're proud of who we are, and we're emotional, and we're proud of that. And like kind of being emotional is just a part of being a person, and that they're okay with that. And that kind of goes back to the whole theme of Tyler being fairly local, so to speak, and kind of understanding what people may go through, on a general level. You know, basically saying, you know, I understand that we all struggle mentally and in reality, and you know, that's okay. You know, it's okay to be emotional, and we can be proud of that kind of type thing. So I feel like he's definitely showing some love and pride towards the clique there.
I'm fairly local. Good people now. I'm not equal to the core. What I shouldn't do, I will fight. I know I'm emotional. What I wanna save, I will try. I know who I truly am. I truly do have a chance. Tomorrow I'll switch the beat to avoid yesterday's dance.
Yo, this song will never be on the radio. Even if my clique were to pick and the people were to vote, it's a few, the proud and the emotional. Yo, you, bulletproof and black like a funeral. The world around us is burning, but we're so cold. It's a few, the proud and the emotional.
I'm fairly local.
All right, I gotta stop there. Right? We gotta back this up a little bit. So Blurryface has kind of officially made his entrance into the music video, right? We saw that with the red eyes there. But it was interesting. Just before Blurryface like fully revealed himself on screen in that verse, the second verse of the song, it's almost the complete opposite of what he was saying in the first verse of the song. I'm not evil to the core. What I shouldn't do, I will fight. And, you know, I know I'm emotional, and what I want to save, I will try to save. The part that gets me about this verse is that in this next line, I know who I truly am. I truly do have a chance. I feel like this is a little bit of a contradictory line with what's portrayed in the music video. Because if you guys notice, when he says this line, throughout this whole verse, Tyler's eyes are closed. So to me, that kind of means or represents that he's like speaking to himself, right? That he's like kind of fighting with his inner mind, so to speak. And the black obviously represents the taking out, like the Blurryface trying to take over. And that's where you see on his hands. So as he says the line, I know who I truly am, he kind of reaches and kind of like scratches at his neck, at his throat. And that's kind of like a big symbolic thing for 21 Pilots and some of their older music that I've heard. I can't think of the specific line. Something about like pain above my throat. I know you guys will know it, and I'm sure I'll remember it right after I'm done with the recording. But it's almost like he's scratching right at his throat, and he says he knows who he truly am. But by the time the verse done, here is Blurryface. Boom. He finally looks at the camera, his eyes are red. It is now officially Blurryface, and that's when we get the distorted voice repeating the pre-chorus again. And here we have a different kind of setting too. We kind of got some like a red setting. Almost looks warm, right? As compared to the rest of the video, very cold and chilled. So I wonder if this was like an attempt at like shutting Blurryface out, right? Saying, no, I'm not evil to the core, right? I'm not. I wouldn't do those things. I'll fight what I shouldn't do, and I'll save what I want to. And like the heat kind of represents the warmth and the love. So he's kind of like in this more warming, loving environment, more welcoming environment, and he's saying these positive words, the opposite of what Blurryface would want him to say. but it almost seems like it doesn't work because that's when we get Blurryface kicking in. And sorry for these random noises that are going on again. And that's when we get Blurryface focusing on the camera, and it's Blurryface once again. We get the red eyes and all that stuff. So I almost wonder if this is like Blurryface almost like mocking Tyler a little bit. Not like mocking him, but almost like antagonizing him, like poking the bear a little bit. Just to kind of mess with him, because that's something Blurryface would do, right? I'll play it again for you guys so you guys can see it. And I know I just said a lot right there, so.
I'm not evil to the core. What I shouldn't do, I will
Got his eyes closed the whole time.
I know I'm emotional. What
Watch
I
his
wanna
hand.
save, I will try.
Okay.
I know who I truly am. I truly do have a chance. Tomorrow I'll switch the beat to avoid yesterday's dance.
Yo, this song will never be on the radio. Even if my clique with a pick and the people with a vote, it's a few the proud and the emotional. Yo, you bulletproof and black like a funeral. The world around us is burning, but we're so cold. It's a few the proud and the emotional.
So if this verse is kind of like Blurryface kind of poking the bear at Tyler a little bit, or maybe like making fun of him a little bit, then it almost makes me wonder if the first verse is Tyler kind of poking the bear at Blurryface a little bit, you know, kind of making fun of Blurryface a little bit. Because I mean, the environment is complete opposite, and the verse is the complete opposite. At both times, from verse 1 and verse 2. So I don't know, definitely something to think about. I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think about that, man. Because I've been going back and forth on it a little bit here, because not everything matches up completely with that theory, but it's the best I got for it.
The world around us is burning, but we're so cold. It's a few the proud and the emotional.
I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets you're walking down. I'm fairly local. Good people now. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I'm fairly local. I've been around. I've seen the streets you're walking down. I'm fairly local. Good people now. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. I'm fairly local. Good people now. Oh, 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 oh. Good people now. Oh, 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 oh. Good people now.
One thing I didn't mention in here is during the music video, Josh is losing more and more of his drums. And everything that I've seen in the 21 Pilots like universe, Josh has always kind of been portrayed as Tyler's like beacon of light, almost in a sense, we'll say. And he does that through the power of music and love and friendship, right? So it almost seems like Josh is losing his ammo a bit, right? He's losing some of his drums. But right there at the end, when he's lost the majority of his drums, that's when like Tyler takes off the mask, doesn't have red eyes, and the music intensifies, right? It's almost like boom, like at the end of this song, like Tyler was able to escape Blurryface's grasp just for now, maybe at least. Despite Josh losing some of his tools, some of his weapons, so to speak. Could, you know, just a possibility, just an idea I thought of that I'd throw out there. All right, so that was Fairly Local by 21 Pilots off their Blurryface album. And man, I really love this track, man. I mean, the beat on it is just so heavy, so aggressive, hardcore. I love it, man. I like what it comes down to on a surface level. And again, I mean, how can I not love how it relates to the DEMA universe and Blurryface and so on and so forth, man. There's a lot to this one, and I'm not sure if I have it all correct. I may have it completely wrong. I may have some of it correct. You guys let me know what you guys think of the whole DEMA situation going on in this video. I feel like this one's pretty cryptic for the most part, as a whole, but I really enjoyed it, man. And I love the beat, I love the flow on this one. It is pretty different from a lot of the stuff they do. It is kind of heavy for them, and I enjoyed it, man. So hopefully you guys did as well. And if you did, please make sure to leave a like, hit that sub button, hit that bell, and we're dropping the next one. That's all I got for you guys for now. It's your boy Rock Soldier. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Have an even better day tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Alright, guys? Peace.